Hello, my Christian business owners out there. I am so excited about this episode. We're going to be talking about 3 things I am reminded of as I just launched a brand new offer last week. And honestly, I have fresh things on my mind that I can't wait to share. So it's going to be good. I'm going to give you an insight into what's going on in the industry and this new offer, and just honestly some inspiration for you ladies who are still in the launch stages, or you're pivoting, or you're launching something new. Just some lessons to take hold of that I think will help you when you get ready to launch. Are you a Holy Spirit-led woman called to build a faith-based online business that disrupts the culture, sets people free, and leaves a legacy for the generations? If so, welcome to the Set Apart Online Business Podcast, the podcast for Christian coaches, course creators, entrepreneurs, and ministry leaders who are ready to scale to 6 and 7 figures without compromising their calling, and all while building set-apart families and set-apart businesses. I'm your host, Ashley June, MBA, 7-figure business coach, homeschool mama of 3, and founder of Eden, the Mastermind, and the Selah Collective group coaching program. I help women like you launch, grow, and scale biblically based online businesses that create income, impact, and kingdom legacy in less time. I'm talking 5 to 15 hours a week. You can build a life of freedom for your family through building generational wealth, and all while having fun. So yes, ladies, I am often surfing in Costa Rica or sneaking away on ski trips in our beautiful Colorado mountains with my little crew. Here, we talk about business strategy, funnels, sales, launching, scaling, motherhood, culture, and the Holy Spirit edge of entrepreneurship. Because building a set-apart online business means stepping into the business battlefield with boldness, discernment, and the armor of God. Because God has set you apart and you don't have to build your online business like the world. So grab your electrolytes or reheat that same cup of coffee for the 3rd time, and let's step into today's episode with big visions and radical boldness. Let's go, girls. Okay, ladies. So I am utterly exhausted today at the point of recording this, because we have basically, just wrapped up launching things for the Sanctuary. It's our new online business wellness club. Honestly, ladies, it went so well. I am so excited about the women who are in it, but I got behind on just recording and doing all the things in my business because my head has been down in the weeds of launching a new offer. And so I am so tired, but I am so full. And I am so excited because the launch went amazing. I feel like it went honestly better than I expected. And we have so many new members, stellar outcome, super cool just to see different women coming in and, enrolling for different reasons and adding on the different programs and the access and all this stuff. But I wanted to get a new podcast episode out for my team because I have kind of been like, hey team, I am so busy. I don't even know how to outsource anything to you right now, which I'm going to kind of talk about in just a couple minutes. But I just wanted to share some things that I am reminded of just walking through this launch process again, because it's actually been a pretty long time since I have launched, such a big new offer, honestly, since about 2021. And I had a lot of feelings of fear and a lot of feelings of is this even going to work? And a lot of feelings of, am I going to shoot my foot, with a model like this, or shoot myself in the foot with a model like this for a little bit, right? And I just got reminded of so much goodness. It's the coolest thing, right? So, and today's going to be short and sweet because I wanted to get an episode out for my team, and I'm just kind of fresh coming off of this. And I just thought I could give you guys some great little insights as we are just kind of getting reacclimated into day to day and catching up on all the things that got pushed to the wayside as I was preparing for this launch. So the first thing that I wanted to kind of cover today, just in this discussion, is that your voice is really, truly key for conversions. Now, coming into this launch of this new program, it took a lot of prayer, a lot of time, a lot of just trying to figure out God, is this even what you want me to do? Trying to, figure out if it's going to be the right fit. If I want to, kind of carry, a new program into this next season and really be in charge of the delivery and all the things, right? Do I really want to add that element to my life and my business, right? Because sometimes it already feels like we're so busy, right? And so as I was walking through the process of creation for this, I love creating sales pages. And I'm not going to say I love creating sales pages because of the hours that it takes and like the design aspect necessarily. While I still like pieces of design, like I like to make things pretty, I really actually feel like designing a sales page for an offer really forces you to get so clear on your messaging in each pieces of the offer areas, and then also helps you finalize what you actually want to offer, bonuses, how you talk about something, how you structure it. Like it's such a puzzle, and sales pages really personally help me get all of my thoughts, stories, dreams, ideas, structure out there. And so I probably spent close to 40 hours maybe working on this sales page. And that's no joke, right? And this sales page was probably about 90% done before I even worked on anything else for this offer. The launch plan, the different things that we were doing, like I had to make sure that I was reconciled with what the offer was going to be and what I was wanting to commit to and how I was going to talk about it, and other commitments, especially for this offer, because it was also, hinging on the involvement of bringing other people in to coach and support, clients in this. And it took a lot of prayer and it took a lot of time to really kind of flesh out those details. Okay. And so the benefit of that though, you guys, is that it got me really clear on my why and the marketing angle, that we were going to talk about things from. And it helped my team get clear on the thing. So in the areas that they were able to help me, they had a very clean structure in this sales page that basically helped them prep our emails and prep, social media things and Instagram stories and, all the things, right? However, inside of that, it's actually pretty hard to outsource in launches, and or new things in launches, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But I want to go back to, my team did like XYZY or XYZY. You can tell I'm tired today, you guys. But my team helped with XYZ things. I still had to spend massive amounts of time dialing in my messaging and dialing in the different pieces that I wanted this offer, to be, not only from the sales page perspective, but from the email perspective and the social media post perspective and all the things, right? And it was a lot. It was absolutely a lot. And I'm reminded because, I had my team prep the emails. We used actually the exact launch strategy and board that I give my Selah Collective students, and we worked off of that. But I am so reminded of how much work it takes and how you really have to go in and customize and add your stories and add the different layers of the things that you're going to be talking about, inside of the offer and inside of the structure of things. And it's not something that you can outsource to ChatGPT, right? And I think it's key for conversions because it had so much of me and my heart and like my soul in it that I think that people couldn't deny that like I was the one who wrote these things, right? And inside of that, like, I just think it really connected with like the heart of the women who came into the sanctuary. And, it's something that I am just so reminded that like you cannot be removed from the process. Now, I do think once you get launched and you optimize things, like you should go through this process, repeat it, right? You have to change some XYZ things, every time like you kind of repeat something. But the initial legwork to like set something up so well, if you just do it with excellence, and you will get so tired. Like there were some days that I was like, I am so tired of writing this email or writing these emails, prepping these posts. Like it is like monotonous and difficult and hard. But I absolutely think the effort that I put into the messaging and the emails and how I communicated this stuff, which then I repurposed into social media posts, right? And my team repurposed into like Instagram stories and all this stuff. I absolutely think it was 100% key for the conversions that we had, which were honestly stellar. Like I'm so happy with the results. And I think I just want to remind you guys and encourage you guys that like the first time that you launch a new offer, whether you're experienced or not experienced, like it will be a ton of work and it will be hard. And if you want stellar results, you have to do it with excellence, right? Like you literally have to do it with excellence. And even if you're tired, like you can't kind of like give up and not do all the things, right? At the same time, there's still a lot of revisions and things I want to add that I literally just like could not get around to. So it's not an excuse to just be perfect in all of it. But I think it is like a reminder that like, if you're going to go do it, go all in and like do it, right? Like, like make it so good, so much of you, right? And go do the thing. And I think that was when I was really struggling if I was going to push through and do this, open this offer and run it, because not only was it a ton of work just to get it launched, but then actual, setup for delivery and getting clients in the mix, right? Like it's overall like a lot of work, and I set a deadline that was way sooner than I wanted to do it, but I know that past history is that God is always going to have you do things quicker than you want, or slower, but usually, it's quicker or slower. It's never on your perfect timeline, right? Like I've never gone into a launch of a program or a new program and been like, oh, I'm so like refreshed and this was perfect timing, right? Most of the time there's like warfare attached and I'm so stressed and there's just something going on that, all the things, but God always like brings so much goodness out of it, right? And that's not to say that it's like always so stressful. I think I've gotten really good at like balancing my nervous system and going into things with way more peace. But I think what I'm saying is like, I feel like there's always some type of warfare that comes whenever I'm walking through the process, And anyway, just once again, being reminded that going into this, like you really do have to commit to giving it your all. And if you don't give it your all, for the first launch of something, like it will be very likely that it will not perform, right? And so I just a key to remember, like your voice is key, your effort is key, right? Like go at it like as if you were doing it for the Lord with as much excellence as your physical body and mind can handle, right? And I feel like I did that with this launch, right? And I think the reward was there. My next reminder is that it's really hard to outsource like new offers when it comes to like launching this stuff out here. Now, yes, my team was able to help with preparing things and getting things organized to some extent, right? I kind of have a newer team, so I'm just in the middle of a lot of training aspects, because they haven't walked with me through a lot of promotional things. And so I naturally had to take on more during this. But because my voice was so key and how I would talk about something in angles and all the things, like I had to be very embedded into every single stage of what this launch experience looked like, right? Even the delivery of it, like I have to be so embedded in it at the beginning because I have to create all these new systems for the delivery aspect, right? So it was not only, creating the marketing assets, creating the actual offer and what's included in the offer, but now like the actual delivery aspects of how we're onboarding clients and bringing people into the program and making sure that everything is set, right? And I'm reminded that no one can necessarily do these things for you. Not that you can't eventually hire someone who can kind of get way deeper into your head, but especially for my new ladies, like if you're trying to just hire someone to go create your launch assets and, do all this work for you, like it's probably not going to work because you still are like the leader of your offers, right? And like the leader of your programs. And definitely speaking to my newer ladies, but to find someone like a team member or someone who can really truly push this thing from zero, to launch with excellence, it's very, very hard to find people who have the knowledge to do that and or understand the systems, right? Like it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of training. And typically if you're at the beginning of your business, especially, like you aren't even going to know how to train someone to do something like that, right? I feel like it's even hard for me sometimes being more advanced in business. And I think I need to work on some of my leadership skills in that way, right? But it just really takes time for someone to learn like the skill sets, And so for me going into this, like, I definitely had a lot of support in different areas, right? And I outsourced the things that I could to save, 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 5 minutes here, right? As was needed. But I still had to be the person who was pretty much going in and double checking all the things and making sure that everything was where it was supposed to be and was communicating what it was supposed to communicate, right? It just feeds back to like the vision and the voice had to come from me at the end of the day. Okay. And so to encourage you guys, like, it's meant to be hard and you're meant to kind of do it alone the first time, especially, right? Now my launches, like when I'm launching something that's repeat. So when I, run like my set apart launch event, that thing is so dialed in. Oh my goodness, you guys, like the systems, the processes for it, how we run engagement, like it's so organized and it's amazing, and I had to apologize to my team because I was like, you guys, I totally apologize, because this is, running through the building of like a new event. There's so many pieces and elements that like, of course you can plan and you can create things like as you go, but because like the creative process is involved in it, like there's a lot of additions and changes and things, that I'm doing throughout to make sure it's feeling right. And sometimes it doesn't feel right until like the day before. Right. So like, it's something that I was like, I'm just sorry. We're kind of like building the plane as we're going here, And you want to work ahead and you want to do all the things that are going to make it easy to launch and get it done. And I am 100% all for that. Like I said, like I am 100% for that. But when it's the very first time that you're launching something, it's really hard to be really, really organized, right? And a piece of that too, I think, is just like the creative process as the CEO and the creator of these offers. So just know that that's kind of normal, And then my third point, and this is something that I tell clients, but I just want to kind of like even just remind them today, is that usually when you're like launching something brand new, like you are working one day ahead on things, okay? Like you are literally getting to what you can get for a day or get done for a day. You are not weeks and weeks ahead with emails and you're still making, last minute tweaks and changes to a sales page the night before it goes live, or, changing a CTA in an email and rewriting a section and then creating social media posts out of the email, And so it is very normal to only be working like one day ahead. If that, you might only be hours ahead, right? And the first time that you launch something, just expect it, like you are building the plane as you're learning how to fly it. And it's 100% okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It is something that, the Lord has his plans for you in that way. Right. But it is something that like, don't shame yourself or beat yourself up if you are not ahead. Okay. I worked so diligently on this launch. Like, I mean, my head has been down for 6 weeks, I would say, just for the most part, 6 weeks, just head down, powering through things, very intense the last 4 weeks, trying to have some semblance of normalcy, but I've totally just, fallen off the wagon, in some different areas, because I, just have had to go straight into like tunnel vision mode. And it's kind of part of launching a new offer. And a big offer, right? Like this offer, it's not just like a little, add-on course or a small experience. Like it's truly like an offer that I plan to have going on for years and is going to be a very large portion and driver of our business, right? It was a big commitment. It wasn't a little offer, right? This was a big one. A little one would not take nearly as much effort and coordination and resources, And so I just want to normalize, guys, though, as you are going through and you're launching something new and you're getting ready to like put this stuff out here, like, you're going to be putting your head down, right? I was, 2 months on the fast side, right? Like if you're really going to plan to do something with excellence with all the copy and creative and, like an offer, But guys, I mean, I have an offer that's gotten to $1 million in sales. And so it really comes down to, like I have a roadmap for what to launch, how to launch something, right? And how to do it with excellence to get those results. And I am pleasantly surprised that with what we just launched, that I think that it is absolutely potentially possible with this offer, right? And so once again, just encouraging you that working one day ahead, hours ahead, in the final hour, right? In the final hour, like, is so normal when you're launching something new. You're not meant to have it figured out. And I think that God, like, just kind of lets it happen like that sometimes. And I think it's kind of for his glory to some extent, because he is going to give you the grace to walk through it. All you got to do is show up, do the work, be resilient, right? Trust that he will give you the answers. So if like something is not working out in your mind for your offer or what you're going to do on your launch, or like some of the pieces, like they will fall together, and even though you don't want to kind of work last minute, I think it's a lot of how business is, and you kind of have to surrender your plan sometimes, It's funny because my husband and I, we were watching the Blackberry movie last night. And if you guys haven't seen it, we need to finish the second half of it. He already watched it, but we're going to finish the second half of it tonight. And they literally created like a prototype of the Blackberry phone like the night before, or like the day before they went to go pitch it. And it just goes to show that like when you put a deadline on something, like I don't know how you do it, but like you just figure it out, so you will be working one day ahead. You have to be a great prioritizer, and you really have to kind of like let something slide in your head for a little bit, knowing that even though you want to work on that and have like that detail figured out, you can't yet, right? Like you have to work on the thing that is most important next so you can meet your deadline. But it's 100% normal, right? Can I live like this all the time? No way. I won't. I will not, guys. I will not, right? But like it was really neat, once again, to get into the mode of creating a brand new, like a behemoth of a program and a product, right? I just haven't been in the creation of that since about 2021, because everything else I've created has been sort of like smaller programs, courses, little mini coaching, type things, but nothing that was of this scale. And that is going to be a driver, of so much that we're going to be doing moving forward. So exciting. And this was all for the Sanctuary Online Business Club, which so excited. We're still kind of deciding like what we're going to be doing moving forward. You can go check out the link for the Sanctuary in the show notes and all that. But ladies, I also wanted to bring your attention to the Selah Collective today. That is our 12-month group coaching program. It's meant to help you launch your program within the first 90 days, guys. Like we got to set that deadline. We got to get our launch date on the calendar. And after that, guys, it's truly, truly designed to get you to your first 100K, but you got to get launched. You got to get out there. You have to just like go experience it, right? Be super uncomfortable not having all the answers and not knowing what it's going to look like. It's always going to be a walk by faith and not sight. And, but if the Lord put it on your heart to do, it's going to be good. So go check out the Selah Collective. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to ashleyjunco.com/the Selah Collective. So you can check it out on our website as well. Love you guys. And thanks for bearing with me as I'm super tired recording this today. But we have some exciting stuff coming up this month, including I'm going to be at our student retreat. We're going to be in, the 30A area. So in Florida, like the 30A highway area, it's going to be amazing. Oh my goodness. And so I'll probably do an episode about, retreat recap or something at some point. And then we have some really, really exciting stuff coming up in May. Can't wait to announce. It's going to be good. Hey girl, hey, if you were loving this episode, please, please, please leave a 5-star rating and a written review on our show. If you happen to screenshot it and email it to us at team@wildandradiant.com, we're going to thank you, celebrate you, and we just want to make sure you're part of this Set Apart movement. Plus, ladies, other ladies will get to see see this show. They will get to see the episodes. They will get to listen to all the goodies in here. And when you leave a review, you help us pop up easier for that show. So 1, we would love it if you would do that. 2, please share this episode with your business besties, the ones who are done with hustle culture, tired of watered down marketing, and ready to build Holy Spirit-led online businesses with fire, strategy, and biblical truth. I know you have one out there that you're thinking of right now, right? Share it. Hit share. Hit send. Okay? And ladies, if you're looking to launch your online business and grow to that first 100K, I want you inside of the Selah Collective. It's my signature group coaching space for Christian women who are ready to activate their calling and build with biblical clarity and proven strategy. If you've already hit 6 figures or well on your way, and you're ready to scale in a place of overflow and rest so you can get to your first 500K to 1 million, then you need to apply for Eden, the Mastermind, where kingdom leaders rise, multiply, and take spiritual and digital ground together. Lastly, ladies, head to ashleyjunco.com to learn more. I'm praying bold prayers over your business. Let's radically go do the thing. I'll see you in the next episode.